Today's episode of Looping Through Life is brought to you by the band Fictional Reality. Listen now on Spotify. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Looping Through Life. Hit yet another coaster dive today. Headed to the west coast of Tampa today, to Busch Gardens, Tampa, specifically to the RMC beauty, known as Iron Gwazi.
Ah, yes, Iron Gwazi. Proof that if you slap steel on a corpse, Florida will ride it, honestly. It's the best thing to come out of Tampa that isn't meth or an alligator in a Hooters parking lot.
It's RMC's reimagining of the dueling coaster Gwazi that was so rough it almost sent you into a tax audit.
And now it beats you like your Wi-Fi router after you dared to stream Morbius in 4K, fast, violent, and with enough airtime to make your therapist schedule a double session.
Either way, guys, sit back, relax as we take a deep dive into this monstrous coaster.
Spoiler alert, it does. It'll rearrange your spine and somehow give your grandma a nosebleed from 3 states away. Strap in, scream loud, and try not to puke on the person in front of you, unless they deserve it.
Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay, is a ride that exemplifies the resurrection of a fallen legend. To understand how we got one of the world's most intense and celebrated hybrid coasters, we need to go back to the late 1990s. A time of dueling coasters, ambitious wooden layouts, and a whole lot of headache. Originally debuting in 1999, the first version of Gwazi was a wooden dueling coaster manufactured by Great Coasters International, or GCI. It featured 2 tracks, Lion and Tiger, with slightly different layouts and mirrored turns. Riders would race side by side in a chaotic, intertwined mess of wood and noise, with occasional moments of perfectly timed near misses. At the time, it was Florida's only true dueling wooden coaster, and quickly became a fan favorite for its unique experience. But like many wooden coasters from that era, Gwazi started to age poorly, fast. Within just a few years, Gwazi began gaining a reputation for being rough. Not fun rough, like a bit of rattle that adds character. We're talking, my ribcage feels like it went through a dryer. Rough. The park attempted to make it more rideable. In 2009, they replaced the old trains with new Millennium Flyer trains. More ergonomic, smoother, and better for airtime. But even those couldn't save it. The coaster's underlying structure had already suffered years of wear, and the ride's popularity nosedived. In 2012, Busch Gardens shut down the Tiger side entirely. That left only the Lion track operating, and even that limped along until 2015, when the entire ride was officially closed. At that point, Gwazi sat as a ghost, a massive wooden skeleton baking under the Florida sun, with no trains, no racing, and no future. Or so it seemed. Then something unexpected happened. In 2018, Busch Gardens Tampa Bay announced that Gwazi wouldn't be torn down. Instead, it was going to be reborn, reimagined by Rocky Mountain Construction, or RMC, the kings of hybrid coasters. This wasn't just a retrack job, it was going to be a full transformation, taking the old bones of Gwazi and layering in high-performance steel track, reshaped elements, and modern coaster tech. RMC had already made waves in the industry with their groundbreaking conversions like Steel Vengeance at Cedar Point and Twisted Colossus at Magic Mountain. But what they planned for Gwazi was more than just a revival. It was an all-out world record-breaking statement. Iron Gwazi was officially unveiled as the world's fastest and steepest hybrid coaster. With a 206-foot lift hill a terrifying 91-degree drop, and top speeds of 76 miles per hour. It was a beast. The track would include 3 inversions and over a dozen airtime moments, all packed into a layout that never lets up. The ride's theming was based around the crocodile, a nod to raw, prehistoric power. The sleek new trains resembled armored crocs, and the bright purple and green color scheme made it stand out from the rest of the park. It was everything the original Gwazi could never be. Fast, smooth, thrilling, and built to last. Originally set to debut in 2020, Iron Gwazi's opening was delayed by the COVID-19 pandemic. While the coaster itself was largely complete, the park held off on debuting it to the public until things stabilized. The delay only added to the hype. People were foaming at the mouth for this thing. Enthusiasts watched the test runs. Pass holders scoped it out through construction fences. Everyone waited. And in March of 2022, Iron Gwazi finally opened. The response was immediate. It was a masterpiece. Smooth, intense, and relentless from start to finish. The first drop alone is enough to make your stomach file for unemployment. After cresting the 206-foot lift hill, riders are yanked into that 91-degree plunge, straight into a series of high-speed elements, including outward banked turns, wave turns, and that signature barrel roll inversion. The pacing is brutal, in the best way. It doesn't give you time to breathe. It just throws you from one insane element to the next like a drunk alligator in a hurricane. And yeah, this channel's creator, proudly one of the first 100 people to ever ride Iron Gwazi during its pass holder preview. That's not bragging. That's documented trauma recovery. Because while Iron Gwazi is smooth by coaster standards, it's still one of the most intense, chaotic, airtime-filled rides you'll ever endure. You don't ride it, you survive it. What makes Iron Gwazi stand out isn't just the speed or the records. It's the fact that it manages to combine so many sensations in one ride. Ejector airtime, inversions, laterals, twisting transitions. RMC found a way to repurpose a dying wooden coaster into something that's not only relevant, but revolutionary. The ride's layout reuses very little of the original Gwazi's track. In fact, only the basic structure and parts of the lift hill foundation were kept. Everything else was redesigned. This wasn't a simple overlay. It was surgery. And the result is one of the most critically acclaimed coasters on Earth. Since its debut, Iron Gwazi has won multiple awards, including the Golden Ticket for Best New Roller Coaster in 2022. It regularly places near the top in enthusiast rankings and has become Busch Gardens Tampa Bay's crown jewel. For a park already known for elite thrill rides like Montu and Shakra, that's saying something. From a maintenance and operations standpoint, Iron Gwazi is also a major win. Unlike wooden coasters, hybrid RMCs require far less structural upkeep. The steel I-box track is precision-engineered and weather-resistant, crucial in Florida's humid, storm-prone climate. It's a long-term investment that Busch Gardens can rely on for decades, not just seasons. Let's not ignore the broader industry impact here. The success of Iron Gwazi sent a clear message. Even the most forgotten coasters can be reborn. Parks everywhere began to consider their aging wooden coasters as potential hybrid projects. RMC's phone probably hasn't stopped ringing since. Iron Gwazi proved that innovation doesn't always mean tearing something down and starting from scratch. Sometimes it means taking what exists and making it better, faster, smoother, and meaner. Now, if you're planning to ride Iron Gwazi, be ready. This is not a beginner coaster. It has no mid-course brake run. It hauls from start to finish. You'll be lifted out of your seat more times than your therapist would recommend. And the inversions? They're not for show. They hit hard. That barrel roll over the station isn't just a highlight, it's a flex. If you're a coaster enthusiast, this is bucket list material. And if you're scared, good. That's the point. In the end, Iron Gwazi isn't just a ride. It's a resurrection story. A phoenix made of steel and fangs, rising from the dusty, splintered corpse of a failed experiment. It's everything Gwazi wanted to be, but couldn't. And now, it stands as one of the most celebrated coasters in the world. A monster born from the bones of a myth. And honestly, that's what makes this one special. It didn't just start great, it became great. If you haven't ridden Iron Gwazi yet, what are you doing with your life? And if you have, well, congratulations. Your spine may never be the same, but your soul will thank you. Thanks for joining us on this coaster dive in the Gwazi that is iron. Now it's back to the studio with Ryan and Ferris.
And that's going to be a wrap today, guys, into our deep dive into Iron Gwazi, proof that Busch Gardens Tampa can build something terrifying on purpose.
Yeah, unlike your last relationship, that was terrifying by accident. And by accident, I mean whatever Tinder filter glitch matched you with a bartender named Razor.
Can we not bring her up, okay, please, Ferris?
Too late. Iron Gwazi might twist steel, but she twisted your spine, your wallet, and your self-esteem. Triple combo.
Either way, guys, we'll catch you here on the next coaster dive,
Where the coasters are intense and your life choices are deeply disappointing. We'll catch you next ride on Looping Through Life.